Hey everybody, I'm Ray, and I'm most definitely a sentimental man. It is cold, rainy, windy, but I was determined to do this outside because I wanted to smoke my old German clay, given the fact that we're talking about history. And this is a Sutliff Virginia blend that I'm smoking, and I thought that fitting because we're in the history department. Sutliff is the oldest producer of pipe tobacco in America. So let me get this lit up, and we'll jump in. So before I get started, I got a bunch of thank yous. Well, a handful. Uh, Guys, we are, I think, at 73 subscribers, and it's only been like 2 months, and that's just, it's insane to me. And just any kind of support is amazing. The newest guys that have channels, I just want to give a quick shout out for Matt the Irish Piper. I think that's Dak Piper. I'll verify that just to make sure. No, I'm sorry, Dale Piper. Again, I have problems reading my own handwriting. Boca de Boyton, Mythical History, Heating Up, Pulley's Hot Sauce. Pulley's Hot Sauce channel is not very active right now, but hopefully you guys get just subscribe to his channel anyway. Maybe new subscribers will convince him to do some more work. And guys, everybody that I mentioned that have channels, I encourage you to go jump in and see what their content's all about. All these guys are very knowledgeable, very passionate about what they do. And if you'll notice, there's a little bit of a difference in the supporters of my channel that do their own thing. I'm very fortunate and blessed to have guys in the same field that I'm talking about, but also guys in the chasing of the heat department. Guys that are all about the hottest things they can get, and hot sauces, anything with peppers, things like that. And these guys are incredible. And the most unique thing about both of these groups is how supportive they are. And I'm super appreciative and super grateful for both of these communities that I'm very proud to be involved in. I think I've mentioned before Rhett, Grizzly Heat Griffith on here. There's just a bunch of them. Chase the Heat. And as always, or as becoming my routine, I am going to list these on the description below, so you can go check them out. And hopefully you enjoy, and I hope you subscribe to them, and because they're really a bunch of great guys, and love what they do, and would love to share their information and ramblings and meanderings with you as well. So, now that I've wasted almost 4 minutes of your time, let's get into the history. So the last time we talked about history, we had just ended I think the Mayans' run, right? And the Mayans had done their thing with the tobacco, and the North American indigenous people kind of gravitated, got a hold of it, and it became a very powerful plant, not only in medicine, but in many spiritual ceremonies. They and it's a practice they continue today, as well as many other religious communities, I would say. But the indigenous people of North America, I mean, it's become really well known how sacred tobacco is to them. And they also, I mean, they just treat it with a lot of respect and dignity. And as I said, it is sacred. So, a very divisive figure in history got a hold of it. That's Christopher Columbus. And depending on who you are and what versions of history you believe, he was not the greatest guy. And there's two stories with him, a couple of them really, but I'll go into two. One story is that he was given tobacco as a gift. He was given tobacco as a gift, and he took that with him when he returned home to Spain. Another theory is that he just took it, and that's kind of what I believe. Don't believe what I believe. Do your research and and find out for yourself what theory that you believe. So he traveled. So in 1492, I believe. Was it 1492? Again, I'm going off notes, and you guys know I can't read my own handwriting. So yeah, 1942, Christopher Columbus obtained and took the tobacco back to Europe. Now, in 1931, cultivation began in Santo Domingo, which is the Dominican Republic nowadays. I don't know if it was the Dominican Republic back then or was under some other banner. And forgive me, we're going to be jumping around a little bit. But in 1931, cultivation began there. By 1971, tobacco was spread throughout almost the full entirety of Europe. 56 it arrived in France, 58 in Portugal, 59 Spain, 65 England. So it spread rather quickly, and tobacco is one of those things. It's incredibly it's had a unique journey. One of the things in 58, when it went to England and started developing its or 65 rather. It 65. Dude, I'm scatterbrained right now. This is gonna be either the dumbest video you guys ever watched from me, which I highly doubt because I'm capable of immense stupidity, or the most entertaining because I'm just so scatterbrained right now. Anyway. Okay, 65, and it's in England. I read the wrong part of my notes. There's a guy named Sir Francis Drake. He returned to England from North America and introduced potatoes and tobacco plants. And at that time, potatoes, of all things, were considered poisonous for some reason. They were like, no, what is this bland thing that grows in the ground? I don't like it. It's poison. It's going to kill us. And tobacco was viewed like an amazement. And later on in history, later on in the 1500s, much like everywhere else, it became viewed as a medical thing. And at that time, I mean, if anybody knows anything about history, everything was viewed as medicine. It was either medicine or it was going to kill you. And there was a lot of snake oil salesmen, as they say, that would take any kind of thing and ponder it off. And because education wasn't necessarily a priority in those days, and knowledge wasn't, they haven't discovered a lot of things, so they had kind of no choice but to believe them. You know, This is medicine, and because of the nicotine and how it affects the body, it gives you that little buzz and that little pep in your step. That it was convincingly this is a medicine. So much so that in '95, a gentleman named Anthony Shute wrote an article claiming doctors kept tobacco a secret because they feared it would put them out of business. And as we all know, back in those days, you had a headache. It could have meant your life. It's like, your head hurts? Yeah, we're going to have to drill a hole. No. Not feeling very well? Kind of tired? Now we're bleeding out. Everything was drained. These guys just gave zero F's, seemingly anyway, and we're just desperate, grasping at straws and theories and that weren't proven. It was just crazy back in those days, the medical field. But anyway, 1500s were a crazy time, and tobacco traveled all over the place in mainly Europe, and we don't hear too much about tobacco in the States during that time. It is worth mentioning, I found a note in 1531, European cultivation began and failed in 58 for some reason. I do know that they grow tobacco in some places now. Certain types of tobacco they can't grow for some reason. Clays are very interesting to smoke. I do know in 1588 there was a Virginia man named Thomas Harriot who promoted tobacco. Actually, I stopped writing the notes because he kind of irritated me. He I believe if I remember correctly, he was against tobacco. And in the 1500s, especially the late 1500s, you saw that a lot. It was this great cure-all, or it was the devil. So anyway, that covers the 1500s. Sorry guys for my scatterbrainness and everything like that. I apologize because it's a little bit long. I usually try to keep these things around 10 minutes or less. But so that's today's history. That's the 1500s, and we're going to start picking up pace because the pace of tobacco kind of just picked up and gets a little easier to follow too. Thank you guys so much for all your support. The only thing that I request of you guys is let me guys know what you think. Let me know how I'm doing. If there's things that I can improve on. If there's something that you want to see. I remember one fella. He wanted to go into the different tobaccos, and we'll get around to that eventually, as best I can. But yeah, I really love to hear from you guys and what you think of all this and the direction that I'm going. And I'm super appreciative of you guys. And again, hopefully next week my meanderings won't be so scatterbrained, and it'll be like a cohesive thing instead of just like just a weirdo. But that's today's history on tobacco. Oh, my nut job. And appreciate you guys. Check out the description below. Check these channels out. And I appreciate you all. And here I am sounding redundant again. And, yeah. Do me a favor. The biggest favor of all. Because I don't know if you've heard. But as a sentimental man, it's my mission to see more and more of you become sentimental. So stay sentimental. I'll see you next week. Take care.